morning, students. Welcome back, faculty members. I hope you all slept very well. I'm talking to the students. You did? Oh, we saw a lot of hustle and bustle this morning in the hall, and I saw most of you doing your selfie bit. So long as it's outside the class, it's okay. Did you read the PGP handbook? Time for some quiz? Not yet? I hope this is the last time when you're told to read a book and you don't read it. Because if you do that in class, you might just suffer a loss. We call it subgrades. But nevertheless, a few announcements before we begin today's program. I hope sections 1 through 6 have completed their registration formalities. If there are any backlogs or leftovers, I think you can possibly go back today, but otherwise today section 7, 8 and the BKFS students will complete their registrations. We have found a key. It belongs, I think it's a cupboard key. If there's any one of you who thinks your key is missing, please contact Dhanya of the BKFS, PGP2. He is also a SEC member. He will have this key, so you can look for it a little later. All right. There are a few formalities that the SEC members will be doing while the program is on, so without really interfering in today's function, I think you can cooperate and finish the formality. You'll come to know about it in a moment. So we begin the second day of induction. We are going to have the introduction of your mentors, people who are going to be with you for the next 2 years and who are going to make a difference about the way you think studies is all about. So I'm going to invite the area chairpersons to introduce their team of faculty members. Calling on Professor Deb Malya. He will introduce to us the faculty members of Operations and Information Systems.
Good morning. Professor Madhu has given you a choice for breakfast. It doesn't seem working. I said good morning. Still not up to the mark. I said good morning. That's better. Welcome to the second day, and I, on behalf of Operations and Information Science area, would like to invite all my faculty colleagues onto the dais. Request all of them to please come here so that you can see them, and probably we'll be interacting with them throughout the next 2 years. There's a mix of experience and freshness, mix of seriousness and humor. See, you learn from what your seniors, do it into the institution. So director himself did the same thing yesterday evening. So following the gurus, So Professor Vasudev Rao has been with TAPMI for more than almost 2.5 decades, and has been into the portfolios of Dean Administration and Director in Charge. In fact, when I joined in his directorship in 2011. He is a very prominent faculty, very senior, and wherever we find, we need some amount of knowledge, we reach out to him. So this is Professor Vasudev Rao. And next in the line, Professor Seena Biju, who needs no introduction because she has been doing most of the work since yesterday, and the maximum footage was taken by her. Anyway, so coming back to the serious business, she is in the area for last 3 years and a couple of months, so in the 4th year. She is predominantly in the area of statistics, but teaches quality management 6 Sigma. That's her specialization. And she is the PGP chair too. Now moving on to the third in the line, Professor Kedar Joshi. He is with TAPMI for the last 4 years now. This is 4 plus, right? Yeah, for 5th year in TAPMI. He is an IIM Lucknow FPM and a very instrumental person in the development of different courses like supply chain management, pricing and revenue optimization, which are very, very important courses in our area. And also takes the 1st year course called operations management, which will be going through in the 2nd term. Next is one more senior prof, Professor Raghunath Rudran. He's an IITian and been in TAPMI for last 12 years. This is 12th year running for him. And when I joined, he was the Dean Administration, so and also the area chair of operations. So I joined under his leadership in the area. And he teaches courses like operations management. He has a plethora of coverage. I mean, he can teach statistics, he can teach the course, you name it, in the area. But right now he's teaching operations management, advanced inventory and lean management, and a very important course that was introduced last year, though that is not from the area, but in general, the course called ethics. Now, coming to the next is Professor Vasant, the son of the soil, and he is a grad from MIT and has completed PhD last year, this year, right? Yeah. And whenever we talk about that, he feels amazed that we are talking about his PhD. Anyway, coming back to the serious business, he teaches operations management, project management, and a very interesting course called System Dynamics Modeling. Then comes Professor Ganesh Pandya. This is 5th year for Ganesh. Professor Ganesh is predominantly in statistics and spreadsheet modeling, and his interests are in developing applications and writing books on the Excel modeling, which would probably ease the learning process for the students. Next is Professor Karthike. Professor Karthike is in the his primary area is analytics and information technology. He's there with TAPMI for the 3rd year. This is 3rd year going on for him. 4th year, right? 3rd year. Okay. So he is into the analytics business of TAPMI, and last year we actually floated an area, which full-fledged area, sub-area right now. It's called analytics for business, and he actually pioneered that discussion. So he's a core person for analytics in our area. Coming back to the next is Abhilash Ramani. Abhilash is a grad from IIM Kozhikode. He has grad means it's MBA, right? Like PG there, because whenever we talk about he's an alum of a particular, mostly we talk about FPM, but in his case it is PGDM. So he's a PGDM from IIM Kozhikode. He has been teaching courses like operations management, problem solving, decision making. Recently he's teaching courses like IT for business and other allied IT courses. He's pursuing his PhD. Okay, and this is 5th year running for you. Yeah, correct. Next comes Professor Kedareshwaran Subramaniam. He is with TAPMI for last 5 years now. Wait, more than 5 years. 6th year going on right now. Okay, 5th year going on. So Kedareshwaran has been into IT mostly, and also he teaches some courses in analytics. So these are the primary focus. He is also pursuing his PhD right now. Then comes Professor Gurudat. Gurudat was the last placement officer, and whatever numbers that you have seen before coming to TAPMI, he has a contribution to that. Right. Because I truly believe that the numbers that guide you towards TAPMI, apart from the qualities, are the numbers related to placements, and you can't ignore that. So this was Professor Gurudat. Gurudat has done his MTech and currently pursuing his PhD. His primary focus area is information technology. Then comes Amol Dhaigude, the youngest faculty in our team, recently joined. Last year he joined TAPMI. He is an FPM from IIM Indore and a very bright candidate faculty towards whom we look at for our research and allied activities. And he has been doing quite well since 1 year. And the students also praises him very well in terms of teaching. And his primary area is operations management. He teaches a course called that's called service operations management. And in the first year courses, he teaches statistics. So probably be interacting with you very soon. Then the other course is the decision. There was a course called problem solving decision making, which was renamed this year. It's called managerial decision making. So that course also he takes. Then comes the guy who is probably the most sought after candidate, for you in the next 2 years. Is the student chair. Right. Professor Shyam Ranjan Shetty, and he adds 2 more things to his cap, 2 more feather. 1, son of the soil, and most importantly, a TAPMI grad. 1999-2001 batch, right? Correct. I missed it last time, so I remember that number quite well. Okay, so Shyam teaches operations. Primary focus is in operations. He teaches problem solving decision making, and he teaches operations management, and there is a elective course in the second year called operations strategy, which is also with him. So this is the set of faculty members we have. Last but not the least, myself, Debmalu Chatterjee. I've been with TAPMI for the last 6 years. This is 15th year of my career as a prof. I teach mostly the courses like operations research and problem solving decision making. I'm a typical quant guy, but also teaches a course called simulation modeling, which comes in the second year operations major elective. Before I close and hand it over to the other area chair, let me tell you, because the other 2 areas, the other 3 areas have a lot of glamours to share, mostly finance, hosting the director himself as one of the member, and marketing area, you name the portfolio, they belong to marketing area. So let me finish with one thing. There is one area which floats 3 electives. In a sense, marketing has 1 minor, 1 major. We have 1 major, 3 minor areas in it. So when it comes to support, it's truly operations support. Thank you very much.
Professor Durga Prasad, Chairperson, Finance and Strategy, to introduce his team of faculty members.
So I request all our area faculty members, please kindly come onto the dais. This is the eminent faculty in our area. Anyhow, good morning to all. And we know you are all the best students. Why? Because you are in TAPMI. And the best of the best students obviously choose finance courses. Why? Because we, the finance faculty, focus more on experiential learning. We, the finance faculty, focus more on industry-oriented courses. We, the finance faculty, focus more on industry-relevant courses. So with this brief introduction, I'll start my introduction with Professor Madhu Veera Raghavan, Director and TAPMI Chair Professor Finance, and his research interests include asset pricing, behavioral finance, corporate governance, and funds management. Professor Madhu has published over 50 papers in international journals. So he is the Bahubali in publications. And has presented his work in top conferences in finance and accounting. His work has appeared in the Accounting Review, Contemporary Accounting Research, Journal of Finance, and Journal of Corporate Finance, Journal of Empirical Finance, Journal of Banking and Finance. His research interests are in the area of corporate finance, behavioral finance, and the interplay between auditing and finance. And here he teaches corporate finance course and is a mentor for SMIC and Samnidhi. Of course, SMIC, Samnidhi, and Bloomberg Lab all are his brainchilds. So, this is what the very brief introduction about Professor Madhu. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Then I'll start with alphabetical order. So he teaches corporate finance, business valuation, and corporate governance. His research interests are in corporate governance, business valuation, corporate finance. And he runs training programs in the area of project appraisal, project finance, social cost benefit analysis, and is also the reviewer for Economic and Political Weekly. Thank you, Professor. Then Professor Amit Srivastava. Please come. So he teaches strategy courses, PhD from IIT Delhi, and his research interests are in acquisition of tech startups, strategy execution, technology. Professor Amit Srivastava is a reviewer of journals like Journal of Management and Organization, Journal of Strategy and Management, Journal of Flexible Systems Management. Thank you, Professor. Professor Amit Bharan Chakravarti, Assistant Professor, and he teaches strategy courses, and his research interests are in diversity and strategic choices. He completed his fellow program in management from IIM Kolkata. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Ekta Shikawar. Professor Ekta Shikawar, Assistant Professor, Fellow IIM Indore, and her research interests are in foreign exchange exposure, corporate governance, and banking. She teaches international finance course. Professor Ishwar Haritas, Assistant Professor, Co-Chair, Finance and Strategy. He teaches strategy courses. Professor Haritas has worked in industry, not-for-profit organizations, and intergovernmental organizations in over 15 countries across 3 continents on scores of strategy design and execution project programs. Now, Professor Kaushik Bhattacharjee, he's a quants guy, and his research interests are in empirical finance, statistical modeling of empirical economic and financial issues, issues related to banking and risk management, and microfinance, applied demand analysis. He teaches fixed income securities, all the empirical finance courses he teaches. Thank you, sir. Professor Kavita Ranganathan, now she is not here. She is in Berlin with the Max Planck Institution. She is doing some kind of research on heuristics. She teaches behavioral finance and other courses. Next, Professor Madhu Sharawat. She's in economics. She teaches economics, PhD from BITS Pilani. Her research interests are in financial development, financial markets, monetary economics, and international economics. She is active in research and has authored a number of research papers, international and national journals, referee for International Journal of Sociology and Social Policy, International Journal of Emerging Markets, and Journal of Economic and Administrative Sciences. She teaches economics. Professor Pradipta Sethi, FPM from NIFM. He teaches corporate finance and other banking courses. Professor Sethi has worked in the State Bank of India as a credit analyst close to 4 years. His research and teaching interests are in the areas of financial development, banking sector, and corporate finance. He is a member of many professional bodies like the Economic Society, Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. He has also acted as a reviewer to academic journals like International Review of Applied Economics, Journal of Business Economics Management, and Journal of Commerce and Management. He teaches corporate finance, banking service courses, etc. Professor Rasulachna, Assistant Professor in Economics. She received a PhD degree from IIT Chennai. Her research interests include efficiency and productivity measurements, discrete choice experiments, public-private partnerships in healthcare sector, and emerging economies. Professor Rajiv Shah, Professor and Chairperson, Banking and Financial Services. He teaches management, accounting, and wealth management. His research interests are in taxation, environmental taxation. He is a fellow of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. He is also certified forensic accounting professional. He is actively involved in the field of executive education in the areas of accounting, taxation, and strategic finance. Professor Rashmi Narayan, she is from economics. She received a PhD degree in agricultural economics from Humboldt University, Berlin. Hope I pronounced it right. Germany. Her research specializations in dynamic efficiency and productivity analysis under uncertainty. Her research work has presented in academic conferences, seminars, workshops worldwide. She is a reviewer for Indian Journal of Agricultural Economics. Professor Srikanth P. He teaches accounting, mergers and acquisitions. His research interest lies with corporate finance, financial services, accounting, and financial management. He is SEBI certified trainer for financial literacy. He is having 8 years of experience in industry and 10 years in reputed other institutions. Professor Sudeep S. Kumar, Associate Professor, so no need for any introduction still. A chairperson hostels, and his research interests are in enterprise risk management and insurance. He had long tenure spanning 21 years with National Insurance Company Limited. He has served the organization in the capacity of underwriting, claims officer, branch manager, divisional manager. He is a fellow of the Insurance Institute of India, Mumbai, and was also a regular contributor to the in-house magazine called National Insurance News. Thank you. Now, the youngest faculty in our team, Professor Suhas. It does not mean that all others are old. The average age of our faculty is 35.4. So, we are so young, that's why we are easily connected to you. Now, Professor Suhas, Faculty Associate, his research interests are in accounting, quality, earnings management, family business, corporate governance. Suhas has submitted his thesis to Indian Institute of Management, Shillong. He has also completed Advanced Diploma in Management Accounting from CIMA, London. He has cleared UGC, JRF, and has over 3 years of industry and teaching experience. Now, Professor Sulagna. She is in economics, Associate Professor Economics. Her research interests lies macroeconomics, financial management, financial markets, corporate finance, international trade, and behavioral finance. She holds a PhD degree from IIT Kanpur, and she is a renowned IIT Kharagpur, and she is a renowned case writer, and her case is published in Ivy, Emerald, and other important publishing houses. Now, the next important person, Professor Viswanathan Iyer. Professor, Associate Dean, Academics, his research interests are in asset pricing, risk management, portfolio optimization, volatility, business groups. He has an overall experience of 14 years in teaching and research and 4 years of professional practice as a chartered accountant. He was a visiting scholar at McCallum Graduate School of Business, Bentley University, Boston. And he conducts various training programs to both corporates and academicians. He's a well-known trainer. He conducts different MDPs and FDPs for the industry people. Thank you, Professor Vishnu. Now one more chartered accountant, Professor Vrushali Narayan Bhatt. And now she holds very important portfolio at TAPMI, Controller of Examinations. She teaches accounting and strategic finance. Her research interests include financial markets and international finance. She is an associate of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. She is an associate of the Institute of she is also a qualified mutual fund insurance advisor. Vrushali brings with her work experience of 8 years in private sector with Stockholding Corporation of India, and for 4 years she had been deputed as head of the regional finance. Thank you, Professor. Now we have adjunct faculty also with us, Professor Sudhir Reddy. Professor Sudhir has 19 years of professional experience. This includes 14 years in banking and finance domain as a senior executive at Citibank Japan and UBS Japan. Professor Sudhir had worked with BFSA domain areas such as foreign exchange, equities, derivatives, mutual funds. As an adjunct faculty, Sudhir teaches international finance and financial modeling courses. Thank you, Professor. And we have one more adjunct faculty in strategy area, Professor K.V. Krishnamurthy. He is not here because of his commitments. So, but he has over 40 years of industry experience. He has served as a head of strategy at British Petroleum. He also served as a chief information officer at Mahindra and Mahindra. So, on the whole, we have 20 faculty members and 2 adjunct faculty members, and then a couple of visiting faculty also with us. Total 13 male faculty and 7 female, that means 65:35 is our ratio. Average age of our faculty is 35.4. And that research interests and what the subjects we are teaching are almost all same. So obviously we give the best from the industry. With this, I thank.
You have to introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. So I'm Durga Prasad. I teach corporate finance and derivatives course. With this, I thank all the dignitaries and students. I wish you all the best. We have exciting courses coming up, and we have other so many activities, Samnidhi and SMEEC courses, and at the same time other courses. So be ready. From our side, we are ready. Hope all of you are also ready. Are you ready? Good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, Professor Durga has been modest in telling about himself. Professor Durga is a PhD. He is one of the best teachers in corporate finance that you can come across. Has published in top-notch IVB schools and is also publishing in really good PRJs. Thank you.
I am so tempted to tell my director that he's the director for TAPMI. Anyways, just remember the tagline for Sprite, okay? Sab clear hai? There was one before that. Figure that out by yourself. I lose my job if I say that here. Nevertheless, may I now call upon Colonel James. He heads the HR area, and he is going to introduce to you people who matter most when it comes to your pay.
I will, the first is of course Professor Animesh. He is the Dean of Administration, you know. He joined us after his tenure in Narsimhanji, but more importantly, he is trained in Harvard for case teaching. and he will deliver to you. He's been known in TAPMI for delivering his courses to you in HR with a student feedback always above 9. Okay. So second is Sushant. He is a product of IRMA. He has also been trained in case method in Harvard. He is also another HR who will be teaching you HR, another professor who will be delivering you the courses invariably above 9-point student feedback. Third is Happy Paul. You know him well. Product of IIT Roorkee, MIP chair, the third person who will also invariably deliver to you the HR courses about 9-point feedback. Right. We have Rupak Gupta, the next one. I am indoor product. He teaches and anchors the OB course. He joined about 1 year. Right. Next is Umesh. He's a product of IIT Roorkee. Taught in Narsimonji, thereafter 3 years in IIM Raipur, he's joined us. He just joined us, he'll start his tenure of teaching with us right now. Aparna Bhatt, okay. She teaches the communication course, right, and he's the professor of communication, and therefore a lot of your replacement stuff will be based on how well you deal with her and how well you learn the communication from her. Right, that's what it is. Then comes Professor Vidya Pratap. She is going to be your warden for the women's hostel. She was not here yesterday to introduce. She's a graduate from the University of London in behavioral sciences. And she'll be teaching communication to you in this year, but will be joining us in the organizational behavior from next year onwards. Right. She's also incidentally will be associated within a lot of work regarding environment and the local areas. Right. There, Shankar Maurya, he'll be actually, doing your, he's done his PhD from Singapore, and he'll be working with you in different areas, especially the first course of the OTPR, and you will see more of him in the healthcare area also. And finally, James, okay, I will be the area chair. I'll be handling usually your courses in the second year. I would probably not have much interaction with you in the first year. I anchor the Leadership Assessment and Development Center, does coaching for over, we're committed to coaching for about 150 students, and we've done the LADC and with people, LADC faculty from all the areas, though our people are predominantly largely members of that. So that's it, you can have a great time, and whatever it is, that the HR area of TAPMI has been having a record of placing the maximum amount of profile, that is about 85 to 90% of our students go to the profiles of HR, and also having a record of getting a salary fairly well above the average of in comparison to the others. But these are in comparison to the other areas, because they are in the areas, right? Okay. But we really do some amount of support sometimes. I just want to tell you that. We have had a certain amount of record for pulling out people from areas of difficulties. But now that there is a formal counseling come up, maybe we'll have much less role in it. But if anybody wants a first stop of help, it's always there to fall back to the HR area. We got some very, very specialized coaching and counseling capability with us, unmatched anywhere in India. The LADC's modus operandi and delivery system is unmatched anywhere in the world. Our protocol for leadership development center does not exist anywhere in the world. Okay, so that's what it is. So some of you will be able to make use of it. I don't know how many will eventually be able to actually benefit from it, but I wish you all the best. Have a great time.
Thank you, Colonel James. May I now invite Professor Gururaj Kidur, Chairperson Marketing. मतलब कुछ भी. To please introduce his team of faculty members.
You see how proactive we are. Even before I ask my colleagues to come here, request them, they are already here. Okay. Okay. Good morning to you all. So it's wonderful to be standing here and speaking to you. See, there are probably innumerable definitions of marketing, but there is one very crisp and simple which says marketing is delivering value, and that is what we do, we deliver. You know here also. So we don't claim to be having an average age of less than 40, 35.6. But our average industry experience is close to 100 years. Total industry experience is 100 years. I'm sorry, not average. And it's also not about hot area and cool faculty. We don't swing between extremes. We are very steady. And the best go somewhere else. We take the rest and make them better than the best. Okay. So now with this, I will start introducing my colleagues. I will go in the alphabetic order. There is one odd man out here who has some claims to the marketing area. I will be talking about that person in the end. Okay. So first, Professor Anubhav Mishra. He is from the commerce background, has a PhD in marketing. He has joined TAPMI last year, but he has a rich experience of having taught marketing in best of the B schools. He is currently teaching brand management, which is a second year elective course. And to you, he will be teaching marketing research, which will happen in the third term. He is a prolific publisher. He has published in very well-known international journals. His research interests are in the area of consumer psychology, branding, and retailing. He is a very, very nice person, right? I mean, you will see that the way he interacts is all with great polish and other things, so you will definitely get the advantage of that in the third term. That is Professor Anubhav Mishra for you. Next is Professor George KJ. Okay, I know what this reception is for. He is the placement chair. Okay, but let me also tell you that he has worked in the retail industry close to 2 decades. He teaches retail management, and I know he is quite passionate about retail. And his feedback on retail course is awesome. If at all he does less of teaching, it is for your benefit. He sacrifices his teaching so that he can devote more time for placements, right? So one more round of applause for him. He is incidentally doing his PhD, and his research interests are in complaining behavior of customers. No, that's actually a serious research subject to study. Okay, yeah. Then next I have Professor Jayanti Thanigan. She is an engineer, has done her MBA in rural management from IRMA and holds a PhD degree in marketing. She has worked in FMCG in Amul. She has a decade of experience and in sales. She also teaches sales and distribution management, marketing research, marketing management and marketing strategy. Her research interests are in the area of variety seeking buyer behavior. Right? Yeah. Then Professor Prashant Kumar, he is not a student, okay, yeah. Please, yeah, this is his third year. I had told him that he should sprout a bed and he's gone and done exactly opposite. He has shaved himself clean. He's an engineer and he holds he is a fellow from NITI, Mumbai. And his interest area is in green marketing. And he has published in top-notch journals on this topic. He teaches business to business marketing and he also will be teaching marketing research. Another area of his interest is customer relationship management. He's a very serious researcher and he has an excellent sense of humor. Yeah. Yeah. I have another Prashant Yatgiri. He is an engineer and holds a management degree, MBA, and has done his doctoral PhD in marketing, especially in the area of how small businesses use e-commerce and internet. He is currently teaching consumer behavior, which is a second year elective. He also teaches marketing management. He has about 15-16 years of teaching experience. Prior to that, he was in the industry. So he has also taught strategy, he's taught B2B. He's like Anubhav, comes across, very silent. He is one of the respected faculty here. He will soon get to study his course, which is marketing research, in the third term. Professor Shirshendu Ganguly, an engineer, MBA and a PhD. He teaches services marketing, marketing research. He is also the head of one very important course and an activity and an innovative initiative, which is Brand Scan. He is the chair of Brand Scan at TAPMI. He is another prolific publisher with good publications in international journals. His research interests are in services marketing, customer loyalty, and related to that area. That's Professor Shirshendu. Next, I call upon Professor Simon George. He is what I call as the Bhishma Pitamaha of marketing area, or he's in TAPMI since 1991. And there are times, see, those days we had only about, the batch size would be around 40, 45. So we did not have so many faculty, and I believe there were times when he was the only marketing faculty. He has taught all marketing courses. And he's a very good, he teaches brand management. Currently he teaches brand management, and there is another course which doesn't belong to marketing that he teaches, which is called Blue Ocean Strategy, which is a new area in strategy, and he's been teaching it since last 4 or 5 years. And there are very few B schools in India which teach that course, and Dr. Simon is one among the faculty who can teach that course. Writing cases is his passion. You would have seen that yesterday. He's written a book on that. He is also a very good case teacher. He is attended the case workshop in Harvard. In fact, there are quite a few of us here in TAPMI who have attended that. He is the Dean of Academics in TAPMI. So any matter related to academics, don't go to anybody else, go to him, okay? Then I have Professor Srinivas Reddy. He's done his MBA from National Institute of Technology, currently pursuing his PhD, and he will be teaching, he's teaching consumer behavior, and he will also be teaching marketing strategy. Both are elective courses in the second year. His research interests are in the area of consumer behavior in banking. Yeah. Then Professor Surya Mahadevan. He has an MBA from IRMA, and but his experience has been in the technology area. He's spent more than 30 years in the industry. He teaches courses such as sales and distribution management, digital marketing, and he's teaching a marketing course on healthcare also. Professor Surya Mahadevan also heads the branding initiatives of TAPMI. So he's an excellent negotiator. So do pray that you do not get into a situation wherein you have to negotiate with him. You will always end up losing. Then Professor Utkarsh. Professor Utkarsh is an MBA and holds a PhD degree. He is currently teaching consumer behavior along with Professor Prashant and Professor Srinivas. His interest areas are in services marketing and consumer search behavior. He joined TAPMI last year. That is Professor Utkarsh. Then Professor Vinod Madhavan. Professor Vinod is an MBA and currently doing his PhD in the area of advertisement intrusion. He's been with TAPMI since last 6 years now, 7 years, and he is another person who can teach any course in marketing, and he also has taught communication course. Students love the way he teaches. He's the one who consistently gets a very high feedback, and in marketing we all get high feedback, and he's a notch above the rest of us. You will love to be in his class unless and until you do something which probably, you need to be a little careful also. Okay, so that's, he is the Associate Dean of Administration as well. That is Professor Vinod. Then I have one more person here, Professor Madhu Veera Raghavan. Yeah. And I don't think I need an explanation, because everyone here yesterday experienced what kind of a marketer is he. You saw his slides, the way they were put, and the way he communicates. But I have a small complaint. All his marketing efforts are towards promoting finance area. Okay, yeah. But yeah, and last, that's me. I'm Guru Raj. So I'm an alumnus. I'm from 1988-90 batch. Yeah, I was in the industry for about 10 years, mainly in sales and marketing, and then joined TAPMI. So I have a unique position here. I have been taught by Professor Vasudev Rao. He taught me. And he taught me a course called B2B. It was called something else that time. He taught me B2B. And I teach B2B. My research has been in B2B. Probably, the way he taught it gave me confidence to go ahead and engage myself in B2B and pursue my academic interests also in B2B. I have taught Shyam Ranjan Shetty. I taught marketing to him and he shifted to operations area. So it's been, I have about 10 years of industry plus 18 years here in TAPMI, about 28 years. So I've been a PGP chair, I have been an admissions chair, I held the position of a director also for about 6 months, and then realized it's better to be a teaching faculty here, so I'm back to be teaching. And that's all about marketing area. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful stay here in TAPMI. May onwards, I am also looking after the alumni relationship initiatives at TAPMI. I'm the chair of Alumni Relationship Committee. So it will matter a lot to you after 2 years when you graduate. So, yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, professors. You students will be meeting some of them in the first year, and some of them you will meet in the second year, but eventually, depending on what area you're going to specialize in, you probably will be meeting about 2/3 of the faculty members here at TAPMI. So good luck with that. And just like how you had to present yourself at your best to be at TAPMI, we had to present ourselves at our best so that we are assured that you find a direction in our respective areas. But ultimately, do what appeals to your heart. That's very important. So I'll leave it at that. I now invite Professor Simon George to lead a presentation on the nuances of academics at TAPMI. Professor Simon George, Dean Academics.